Subject Estimation and Costing 15CE53T 5th Sem Civil Engineering. Today the topic we discussed about the bill of quantities, schedule of rates, lead statement, etc. First come to the bill of quantities. It is one of the important documents which are used in the construction industry. It is the Bible for the construction project, both consultant as well as owner as well as contractor. The bill of quantity is defined as it is a list of brief description of various item of work with estimated quantities of the various item of work. That means it will cover the brief description, that is the general specification of the work with the total quantities will be shown in the document that is called as a bill of quantities. It is a document used in tendering in the construction industry in which material, labor, parts and their costs are itemized. That means different types of material, that is cement, sand, aggregates, steel, and also skilled and unskilled different types of labor categories and their costs are shown in this document. This list in a tabular form consists of description of each item and corresponding quantity of each item, unit rate and also amount of each item. That means it will a tabular column of serial number, next description of each item, next quantity of each item, next unit rate of each item, and finally we get the cost of each item. But in this document will not show the detailed quantity of each item. That means it will not show the length, breadth, depth of each item of work. It simply shows the earthwork excavation for foundation in soft soil is mentioned in the description, and then it will directly give the total quantity of excavation. That means it may be 100 cubic meter or 200 cubic meter or 400 cubic meter and unit rate of each item of work. That means it is 160 per cubic meter, etc. That will be shown in the tabular form. The column, the list in a tabular form, it shows the item of work, quantity of particular quantity of item, unit rate and the amount in the last column. The column indicating unit rate and amounts are kept blank. That means the amount column will not fill in the bill of quantities. It can be filled by the contractor in its own rates at the tendering time. The column indicating unit rate and amounts are kept blank. BOQ is provided in a tender form for item rate tenders. It is in the form of a tender form. Next one, BOQ shall be used in every phase of the project. It can be used in the pre-stage of the project and post-contract stage of the project. It provides basic idea of the project by giving the quantities to tender. That means for inviting the tender, it will give the idea of the project, whether the project will comes under the different civil engineering works. It will give the idea of the entire project. For inviting the tender to the contractor, he will know the idea of the project. It gives estimated or anticipated contract sum. It means it will give the total cost of the project. Total cost of the project or anticipated or probable cost will be known by the contractor or owner. The BOQ is also required to calculate the quantities of different material required for the project. That means it will help to how much quantity of material is required for every day or each stage of construction with the help of the BOQ. It is a document prepared by the cost consultant. That means quantity surveyor in a department or company, he is prepare the entire BOQ document from his knowledge of survey. Here. Next one, contractors put up their own competitive rates. The BOQ will give the amount in the blank format. The contractors will put their own item rate work according to their convenience. This is the simple abstract cost or bill of quantity of the construction of a 300 metric ton capacity godown. For a construction of a godown, it is a sample of the BOQ. Already told, it is a civil work. It is a 6 tabular column. 6 column in there. First column is a serial number. Second column is the particular or description of the work. Third column shows the total quantity of the each item. Next column shows the unit of the each item, and next column will be rate, amount, and also final column will be the remark. Here the serial number first shows the earthwork in excavation by mechanical means. That will give the brief description of the work. It may be excavation work, or it may be concrete work, or it may be masonry work. That specification of work will be shown in the particular column. But next to the particular column, it will show the quantity of earthwork excavation is 55 cubic meter. That is, unit is already mentioned in the next column. The quantity will be 55 cubic meter, and the rate and amount column will be kept as a blank. This rate and amount will be filled by the contractor. Once he fills the rate, that multiplied by the quantity, finally the contractor will get the amount of the each item. The second item will show the filling of the available earth. The quantity will be same, unit will be same, the rate and amount will be put by the contractor. This is the simple BOQ format of a particular civil work shows. Next one, schedule of rates. The rates of various items, labels, material and transportations are mentioned in particular book is known as schedule of rates. That means it is a book which contains different item of work. That means excavation, PCC, side stone masonry, brickwork, RCC work, finishing work. All work should be mentioned in this book, and then also mention the labels of different categories. It it may be skilled labor or unskilled labor, will be mentioned in this book. And also mention the materials, civil project materials such as cement, sand, aggregate, steel, tiles, everything should be in the schedule of rates. And also transportation means that is the lead from the site work to the raw material available, that will be shown in the schedule of rates. It consists of two types. One is state schedule rates, that is SSR. Another one is district schedule rates. It is prepared by the state and also prepared by the every districts. Next one, it contains what are the details which include in the schedule of rates are the rates of various materials to be used in the construction. The materials, for example, if the cement, that rate will be mentioned in the schedule of rates. The wages of different category of labor, skilled and unskilled. The wages means the payment given to the labor in a day is mentioned in the schedule of rates. It may be a skilled labor or unskilled labor. For example, if the mason category, it will give the cost, it will give the wages of the mason per day is mentioned in the schedule of the rates. The location of the work and its distance from the source of materials and the cost of transport. The location of the work and its distance. That means the construction site and the material which is available. It may be raw material available at the location to the construction site. The distance will be mentioned in this book. The above rate shall be fixed by the board of chief engineer every year. That means the rate will be differ from year to year. That means the schedule of rates will be fixed by the chief engineer or any other consultant authority. It will not same throughout for 10 year or 20 year. The rate will be differ from year to year. Next one, the rates are valid from the month of June of that year. That means the starting rate will be changes from the June of the year and it will continue to the May of the end of the year. Again, the next year the rate will be changed. That rate can be fixed by the chief engineer of the district or state in different department. And the schedule of rates will be prepared by the various government departments. Means the irrigation department will prepare a separate SO or SR book, and Jilla Panchayat engineering will prepare a separate SR book. PW department will a separate SR book. This will be differ from department to department. This figure shows the whatever the statement of rate of material for the year of 2018-19. It is a simple tabular column. It will show the serial number, description of the material, unit and rate. That means different types of material will be mentioned in the description column. That means painting, fixing glasses, nuts, blocks, cement 43 gauge, cement concrete solid blocks, coal tar, coarse aggregate, steel reinforcement, tiles, paints. Everything should be mentioned in the description of material column. Then next to this column, the unit of material. The unit of material will be mentioned. For example, cement 43 grade in 17, serial number 17, cement 43 grade, it is mentioned in the tons. It is mentioned in the tons. The rate will be 5,560 rupees per ton. Again, the 14th column, burnt bricks. Burnt bricks are mentioned. The units are mentioned in the numbers, that is in 1000 numbers. The rate of brick will be 5723 per 1000 numbers. That means unit rate will be very important for finding the cost of the material. This is the one of the important document which is used in the schedule of rates. Then already told, different categories of labor, it may be unskilled or skilled category, will be mentioned in the schedule of rates. In this picture will shows the different tabular column, serial number, category of worker, the basic wages per day, then variance per day, then total wages. That means it will give the total wages of the each type of labor will be mentioned in the schedule of rates. For example, first one, the skilled category, bar bender. The rate total wages per day is 460 rupees, 66 rupees per day will be given to the labor by the contractor or the government department. This amount will be fixed by the chief engineering in district level or it may be in the state level. That means it will show the different types of category of people: blacksmith, blaster, carpenter, electrician, fitter, floor polisher, foreman, gauge reader. These are the different types of categories of skilled labor will be mentioned in the schedule of rate books. Next one, in the schedule of rate books, it also mentioned the item of work, serial number, brief description of the work, unit of the work, and also basic rate of the work. In the first work, it shows the WRD 2.1. That means water resource department. Item is water resource department. Item number is 2.1. In this one, the description of the work is excavation and foundation treatment works. Comes under subhead is excavation for foundation in all kinds of soil. This is the brief description of the work, and next column it shows the unit of the work, and the next column it shows the 86 rupees per cubic meter will be paid to the contractor according to this schedule of rates. And next one is lead statement. Lead statement. The distance between the source of availability of material and construction site is known as lead, and it is measured in kilometer. It is a horizontal distance between the construction site and availability of the material. For example, the coarse aggregate is available in stone quarry. The distance from stone quarry to construction site distance is called as a lead statement. The conveyance cost of material depending upon the lead. Lead means it is horizontal distance between the 2 points. The cost of material will be increased by increasing the conveyance charge. The lead statement gives total cost of material per unit item including first cost, conveyance, loading and unloading, etc. The lead statement will give the total cost of the material per unit. For example, if preparing a lead statement for the 20 mm jelly, that means the material cost will be 500 rupees per cubic meter or 1000 rupees per cubic meter. That will be include the first cost from the quarry, then it will be traveled it will be carried through truck from quarry to the construction site, then loading of the jelly and unloading of the jelly. All the activities should be included in the cost of the material. That is called as a lead statement. Next one is lift. It is the average height through which the earth has to be lifted from source to the place of the spreading or heaping. It is a height which is given especially in the earthwork excavation. The depth of excavation in a standard height is mentioned is 1.5 meter. Up to 1.5 meter certain rate is fixed. After 1.5 meter additional rate will be fixed according to the depth of excavation. That is called as a lift. This is the lead charge. What is lead charge? The conveyance charges of the materials from source to the site of work is called lead charge. In SSR, the lead charges are given for metal road. It is mentioned it is given for the metal road. Below figure shows the typical lead statement. Okay, this is the typical lead statement. It will show the material cost at source in rupees and unit is in cubic meter, lead in kilometer and conveyance charges in rupees, total conveyance charges and total cost in rupees. The material example is given is rough stone. The cost at source in rupees without conveying, without loading and without unloading. Only the first cost will be 250 rupees per cubic meter. Lead in kilometer is the distance between the construction site and the quarry, it 15 kilometer. Then you have to calculate the conveyance charges in rupees. It is already given 5 rupees per cubic meter. It is 5 rupees per cubic meter. Then total conveyance charge is equal to 5 into 15. That is 1 kilometer conveyance charge is 5 rupees. Then you have to calculate the lead of 15 kilometer. 15 into 5, that will give the 75 rupees. Then this total conveyance charge is added to the cost at source in rupees. That is 250 rupees plus 75. The final cost will be 325. That including first cost, conveyance charges, loading charges, unloading charges will be added. This is the simple conveyance charges of different material. It will show the sand for mortar for concrete, gravel, 40 mm, 20 mm jelly, 12 mm jelly, 10 mm jelly, stone dust. Nature of material will be mentioned in the one column and name of the quarry, that is shows the name of the quarry and that is the conveyance distance in kilometer from site to the name of the quarry is 31 kilometer. The amount already mentioned up to 31 kilometer 367 rupees 20 paise per 1 cubic meter will be mentioned and finally initial cost without including GST, and finally you will get the net amount of 902 rupees 70 paise. This is the simple chart which shows the lead charges from one place to the another place. Next, this also shows the another typical statement of the various building material. It will show the up to 1 kilometer, up to 2 kilometer, up to 3, up to 4 kilometer, up to 5 kilometer. It will show the various rates of the conveyance charges, including various types of material. Next one, work charge establishment. During the construction of a project, considerable number of skilled supervisors, work assistants, watchmen, etc. are employed on temporary basis. The execution of any civil engineering projects, it is essential to use supervisors for temporary basis. The salaries of these persons are drawn from the lump sum amount allotted towards the work charge establishment, that is, establishment which is charged directly to the work in a percentage of 1.5 to 2% of the estimated cost provided towards the work charge establishment. Then it is a lump sum amount. It is assumed to 1.5 to 2% of the total estimated cost of the project, which is used for the employers, that is supervisors, inspectors, watchmen, safety officers. The salary will be given on the basis of the work charge establishment. It is the cost not included in the estimation of the each item. Next one, lump sum. While preparing a estimate, it is not possible to work out in details in case of petty items. All the items will not work out in a details. Some of the item will be paid by the lump sum amount in a percentage, that is called as a lump sum items. The following are the lump sum items are: first one is water supply and sanitary arrangement, electrical installation like meter, water, etc., architectural features, contingents and unforeseen item. These four items will be given on the lump sum rate basis in a certain percentage. In general, certain percentage on the cost of estimation is allotted for these lump sum items. Even if sub-estimates are prepared or at the end of the execution of the work, the actual cost should not exceed the lump sum amount provided in the main estimate. That means, before preparing of these estimate, that means electrical estimate or sanitary estimate or water supply estimate, the total cost of the estimate will be assumed as a lump sum percentage. At the end of the execution of work, the actual cost of this lump sum charge not exceeded as per previously calculated in the main estimate, that is called as a lump sum charge. The following are some of lump sum item in the estimates in percentages are adopted. First one is departmental charges, contractor charges, electrification, sanitary, contingents, and different types of percentage to be allotted. Next one, plinth area. Plinth area is the covered built up area measured at the floor level of any story or at the floor level of the basement. It is a built up area. It is also called as a built up area. The entire area is occupied by the building, including internal and external wall. That is called as a plinth area. Floor area is a plinth area is always less than the plinth area. This will Floor area is refers to area of the all the rooms, includes kitchen, stores, bath, veranda, etc. Next, this is the end of the session. Next, we go for the MCQ question. First one, the following document containing detailed specification of all the items of work excluding their quantities along with the current rate. A. Analysis of rates. B. Tender document. C. Abstract estimate. D. Schedule of rates. Second one. Lead and lift is the term used in the earth. Used in the first one. A. Earthwork. B. Reappropriation of funds. C. Salvage value. D. Tender notification. Next, third one. What is lift? A. Horizontal distance, vertical distance, oblique distance, D. Angular distance. Fourth one. What is standard distance of lift? A. 1.5 meter, B. 2 meter, C. 3 meter, D. 4 meter. Next, fifth question. A bill of quantities BOQ will include the following: a description, quantity of work, cost and dash. A. Interest. B. Tax rate. C. Unit of measure. Fourth one is bidder names. Sixth one. Contingency is approximately the sum amount of A. 1 to 2%, B. 3 to 5%, C. 15 to 20%, D. more than 25%. Seventh one. In lump sum item, the electrification percentage is adapted to A. 1%, B. 5%, C. 8%, D. 10%. In 8th question, the usable part of the livable area of the building called A. Carpet area, B. Circulation area, C. Plinth area, D. Built up area. Work charge establishment is approximately some amount of A. 1 to 2%, B. 5 to 10%, C. 10 to 12%, D. 15%. Last question. In lump sum item, the water supply and sanitary percentage is adapted to A. 2%, B. 5%, C. 8%, D. 12%. Thank you.